It started subtly, a feeling I couldn't quite shake, that prickling sensation on the back of your neck, like you're being watched. That was my constant companion after moving into this old apartment building. The place had character, they said. High ceilings, original hardwood floors, and these heavy ornate wooden doors with old-fashioned keyholes. I loved the vintage charm, but I'd soon learn that some old things are best left undisturbed. The first time it happened, I was unpacking boxes in the living room. I straightened up, wiping sweat from my forehead, and my eyes were drawn to the front door. I felt a sudden, intense chill and the distinct feeling of a gaze fixed on me. I peeked through my own peephole, but the hallway was empty, bathed in the flickering light of the old fixtures. I brushed it off as new home jitters. My imagination has always been a little overactive, but it kept happening. Late at night while watching a movie, I'd feel it. In the quiet of the morning while sipping my coffee, the sensation would return, always emanating from the front door. It became so persistent that I started stuffing a small piece of cloth into the keyhole on my side. It felt silly, childish even, but it gave me a sliver of peace. For a while it worked. The feeling subsided and I started to relax, convincing myself it was all in my head. Then came the night I'll never forget. I was in bed, drifting off to sleep, when a faint scratching sound pulled me back to consciousness. It was coming from the front door. Scratch, scratch, pause, scratch, scratch, pause. It sounded like something was trying to push the cloth out of the keyhole. My heart hammered against my ribs. Each beat a deafening drum in the silent apartment. I held my breath, listening. The scratching stopped. I laid there for what felt like hours, too terrified to move. Finally, gathering every ounce of courage I had, I crept out of bed and tiptoed towards the door. The cloth was gone. It was lying on the floor a few inches away. My blood ran cold. With a trembling hand, I leaned down, my eye hovering over the keyhole. I told myself I'd see nothing, just the dim, empty hallway, but I was wrong. Staring back at me from the other side was an eye. It wasn't human. It was wide, unblinking, and filled with a cold, ancient intelligence. The iris was a milky, pale color, and it filled the entire keyhole, as if the thing was pressed right up against the door. I stumbled back, a scream caught in my throat. I scrambled for my phone, my fingers fumbling, and hid in the bathroom, dialing 911. When the police arrived, they found nothing. The hallway was empty, and no one in the building had seen or heard a thing. They looked at me with a mixture of pity and suspicion. They suggested I was overtired, stressed from the move, but I know what I saw. I moved out the very next day, leaving most of my things behind. I couldn't bear to spend another second in that apartment. Sometimes, even now, in my new modern apartment with its secure peephole-only door, I'll wake up in the middle of the night with that same chilling sensation, the feeling of being watched, and I wonder, did it follow me? Or was it never really in the hallway to begin with? What if it was always on my side of the door, just waiting for me to look? Thanks for watching, and if you have a story like this, share it in the comments. Stay safe out there.